It's an institute. It's going to make a difference to our lives. It's something we've just known and we've accepted for ages. It's got a bit of an unusual name. But now, it's been decided its name is going to change. I'm talking about, we need to hang on to these things. We need to hang on to our past and our heritage. I'm talking about one of our favourite desserts here in this country. It's a suet pudding. It's called Spotted Dick. Now let's just strip everything from us. Let's strip everything we know from us. Let's strip everything. Change the names of everything. Good God. Coming on the programme now is the man who I'm not the biggest fan of, to be honest with you. His name is Dick Sponge, and he is the man who actually protested about its name. Now, it's the first interview he's agreed to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, can we have a round of applause for Dick Sponge, please? Dick Sponge, welcome to the show. Dick, how are you? Hello?
Hello?
Dick?
Hello?
Hello, listen.
Mr. Sponge speaking.
Okay, right, I'll call you Mr. Sponge. Right, now, Mr. Sponge, I want to know exactly how this came about, because you've had a big impact.
Oh, you can call me Dick.
Okay, I can call you Dick. Are you sure?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Dick, listen, thank you very much for coming on the programme. Now, I want to talk about how this came about, because I have an issue with it. You know, as I say, I've been brought up on Spotted Dick, and I have a problem with the fact that you've actually, as far as I'm aware, tell me where I'm wrong here. Actually, no, do you know what? I'll let you explain it. Why are we about to change the name of a dessert we've had for years?
Well, Spotted Dick may be a very, nice term for a dessert for you, but for me, being called Dick Sponge has been a source of much degradation and humiliation through the years, and I have suffered and been teased and tormented since I was a wee child.
Since you were a wee child?
Yes. I have suffered with chicken pox as a child, and obviously being chicken pox. Chicken pox,
right?
Yes, chicken pox. Okay. And also, obviously my name is Dick, and because I was spotting, everyone used to call me Spotted Dick.
Right, okay, so, right, but I can see, so there's the association with the pudding there, but why should the pudding pay the price for the fact that you had chicken pox when you were a kid? Why not, I mean, you're the one with the name, why shouldn't you, instead of, changing something we all know and love in this country, why don't you just change your name?
No, I think I speak for all Dicks when, I say that I think it's been worthwhile, and we are currently in the process of changing the name.
No, hang on, no. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but it's, as I say, it's having a big impact on me. The fact that you're called Dick is not my problem. Now, if you're changing the name of my pudding so I can't tuck into my dick, then I need to take issue with you on this.
Well, no, I mean, you don't understand. I had a very, very traumatic upbringing. I had chicken pox repeatedly. I had herpes of the face. I had very bad acne as a teenager. And because my name is Dick, everyone called me Spotted Dick. And once, when I was 23, I fell asleep in the very strong sunshine under a cheese grater.
Hang on, whoa, you fell asleep under a cheese grater?
That's right. In a very warm summer, I fell asleep in a big chair out of a cheese grater, and I had the red spots for several days, and as a man, it's even harder to take for the child. They're called Spotted Dick.
Okay, I hear all your sympathy stories, but it's not cutting it with me. Right, so what happened? When was it you decided to campaign, and who have you sent a letter to? I mean, obviously, Gordon Brown...
Well, yeah, yes. I mean, I was in the supermarket recently, and I happened to bump into an old school friend. Well, I was not much of a friend, to be honest with you, more of a nemesis. But I was actually reaching for the Spotted Dick, because I do like eating it. He recognised me from our school youth, and because I have got herpes of the face, I do have often spots on my face, and there and thereabouts.
Right, you got herpes of the face.
Yes, and he was tormenting me in the dessert aisle of the local supermarket. I've not been told to name any particular name, so I won't name it.
All right.
So, yes, I decided to take it upon myself after all this time tonight to Prime Minister Tony Blair, and he kindly responded, and we are in the process of changing the name of the Dick Sponge from Spotted Dick.
Right, okay, hang on a minute. So, what's the problem? Hang on. It says Tony. You wrote to Tony Blair?
That's right, yeah, Tony Blair, Prime Minister.
No, it's all right, just let it go. Okay, right, so when are we expecting to see the change then?
Well, I do believe there's already several councils around the UK that are changing it this next week.
Right.
And, you know, I find it an incredible satisfaction because it's taken me a little while, and I couldn't, after the last torment from my so-called friend. You know, and it's not been easy. I know what you're saying.
I was talking. You've actually been responsible for a few other things changing as well. And I read on your website, spotteddick.com, that I read on your website that you've actually got a selection of other people in your life who also have campaigned about having names which they've been offended by, or whatever it is, names that sound...
No, that's right. There's been several people that I've met at the various communities around the country, and we've all campaigned into Prime Minister Tony Blair. I'd like to say I highlight to some of them now, actually. Les, my good friend Les.
Les who?
Lasagna.
What's his name? Lasagna. There's a guy that...
Lasagna has been campaigning for years to get the name of Lasagna changed because he has had stones thrown at him. He has been physically hurt because of the name, and he has now managed to get that changed from Lasagna in Rochdale.
Who else is in your forum?
Well, it's now been changed from Lasagna to Desagna.
Desagna?
In Rochdale. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, that's good. Well, that's obviously a ding for him. Well done. So any of these other people you've got in your long line of people with names that get offended?
Very good friend of mine. My cousin's best friend, Brendan, who is also, he's been part of this conquest.
Brendan? What's offensive? What's right?
Brendan Butter Pudding.
Right.
He's managed to get that changed to... well, they've changed the name, thanks to Mr. Tony Blair, the PM, from bread and butter pudding is now called Yummy Cake.
That's a brilliant one. I know, I'm very pleased with that one.
Lennon Meringue Pie, he's a very close friend of mine, but he recently died.
Right.
But he managed to get the name of Lemon Meringue Pie changed to Lemon Nice Tasty Cakes, and that's just in Mile End.
Right, so that's just in Mile End. Okay, right, well, so that's
there's a few other people. Would you mind if I say hello now? I'd like to.
Yeah, go on, hurry.
Don't hurt me.
Hurry.
My friend Colin.
Colin who?
Colin Flower Cheese.
Right, okay.
He has managed to get the name changed of cauliflower trees to cow milk stuffed flowers.
Right, okay.
And that's in Dumbarton.
Right, let's just do one more then, come on.
Well, I'd also like to say hello to my friend Tom. Tom Arto, but
right.
he's helped me with my website, like you said, spotteddick.com, but he has failed to actually get the name of tomatoes changed.
Yeah, it's a big deal, that one. Look, just a quick one, Richard Sponge. It strikes me that you've managed to be successful then, that we are changing the name from Spotted Dick. But, and you were offended about this, it's your name, so people call you Dick. Can I ask you, what actually were you christened?
What do you mean?
Well, what were you christened? You know, when you, I guess you were christened. What does it say on your birth certificate? What is your name on your birth certificate?
Richard Sponge.
Okay, well, I don't know. You probably thought this through, but if you're changing the name Spotted Dick to Spotted Richard, that's
right.
So it's changing from one name that's offensive, which calls you Spotty because your name was Dick and you were Spotted Dick. Now you'll be called Spotted Richard. So either way, it's still offensive to you.
Good point. I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone, dear. I'm on the phone, darling.
Who's that? Hang on. So you've thought that through, have you? You're going to be. So next time you're going to have your full name. So it's gone from a name that you've been called, Spotted Dick, to now the name on your birth certificate. What's your wife's name?
Oh, you don't want to speak to one, do you?
Well, have a quick word.
Hello?
Who's that?
Hello, Alice.
Hello, who is this? Is this Dick's wife?
That's right, that's Alice.
Yes, the radio guy. Sorry, who am I speaking? What's your name?
My name's Victoria. How are you?
Victoria.